All Tanithil's fault.
He didn't
As
share
you
his
see,
eggs.
Cricket is gone.
I have gotten rid of cricket for the foreseeable future, yes.
Yeah, shame. Anyway, back to what I
Ooh.
was saying. The priest
Ooh,
just
spooky
goes,
ghost.
actually, if someone in chat wants to let us know the last thing that y'all heard, I'd appreciate it.
Yeah.
That was kind of a bit of an abrupt stop, so we're not quite sure when the stream ended with software freaking out.
It's like a pop quiz as well. Were you listening?
They're all sitting there just like, fuck.
Help us. You're our only hope.
No!
No! Wise guy, where were you?
I started doing the exact same thing with Yana. I was like, wait, is my
Yeah.
internet freaking out? Oh no, oh no,
Everyone-
and then everything died.
I was hoping Wise Guy be able to help, but nope, giving him a bane. Like, I'm giving him a bane this go round. So,
Them are fighting words.
Uh-oh.
right?
Next time we fractal, I'll just find a way to push him off an edge or something.
Oh my
Right.
god.
Anyway, so you guys hear him
I was
mention
able
that
to get some
Elijah.
confirmation of what the last things we heard were. I have someone here in the house watching.
What did she say?
So we know that the town was ransacked. We know the town was raided. We don't know about Elijah. We don't know much about what happened with Elijah.
As he mentions that the village was ransacked because of Jonathan Tiller accidentally led a raiding party to Colden. He mentions that Elijah attempted to defend the village with a few others and perished in the fight. His parents haven't taken it well since.
Who were the raiders?
A force from Kolvik.
Who is Kovic?
It's a whole other country.
Kingdom across the river.
Not tourist friendly.
Apparently. Not neighbor friendly either.
My hands are dirty. I can't write down notes.
Write it in sauce. You got this.
Kovic in buffalo sauce.
Kolvik. Kolvik.
It's great if I can write.
Finger paint them notes. You got this.
Well, I'd like to just thank the priest for his time. Leave the church. That's all I think we need.
Thank you for answering our questions again. I realize there is some repetition.
It's fine. I apologize that this relearning of news disturbs you. He just kind of bows and goes back to reading in his book.
Well, Saphira, you still think they're better off?
Yes,
We've gotten people killed.
we did not. The witches did.
Eggs.
And ultimately, yes, ultimately, Jonathan did. Because this would have happened eventually regardless.
Potentially. They were separated from the outside world, so they were not vulnerable to any such raids.
Mm-hmm.
We brought that back to them.
That we know of.
It hadn't happened.
Chances are they could have been raided many times and never remembered.
The village was doing well. They would have covered up raids very well if
Somewhat.
it had happened.
Elijah would not have been able to not tell us if they were happening. He was very exuberant.
Hmm.
Elijah probably wouldn't have lasted very well either.
Right? Now he's dead. But previously, his biggest concern was that people were overcharging him for goods to, and wondering where his parents were. They had gone to Aston and had not returned. Now he's dead and they're here.
Again, this would have most likely happened eventually anyhow.
Would it though, in a bubble?
You assume the bubble will last forever. Once Tiller dies, what happens to the curse?
Was it him who was cursed, or was it the town itself? I
Both.
think it was regardless of him, or regardless of his existence. They did not have what they wanted, and they would have left it. Town cursed.
No way to know what would have happened, where the stone might have passed to, and how the curse would have lasted.
Mm-hmm.
Or been placed on some other place that ended up with the stone.
But we are responsible for the change happening now.
Partially.
I mean, mostly I think that falls on me.
Well, you made the deal, yes?
It's hard to be in situations like that, making deals where you don't know all of the goings on that can happen.
Knowing
Emerald
exactly
look-
how we were cursed might have been nice.
Mm-hmm.
Does Emerald look extremely bothered? Downtrodden because of this?
Do you, Emerald?
Yes and no. I'm not sure how to feel about one, the situation with the coven. Could barely think straight because I was being like oppressively surrounded for the entirety of it. And are we the bad guys?
A little
Is
bit.
like what's on his face.
I don't know if we're bad or good in this. We're good that we had the curse broken. We're bad. This is the state of the town.
The curse was helping the town, though. It kept
Was
them
it?
safe.
Mm-hmm. It had
For
an
how long?
11-year-old boy abandoned, trying to, and being ripped off by people. No? don't know.
And what's to
There's nothing
stop
clear-cut
someone
in
from
this.
slaughtering the town that comes through, and no one ever knows the place existed?
That can happen with a town that doesn't have any magical curse bubble on it.
My point
Look at
exactly.
Look at the town now. Look at it.
The bubble doesn't keep the town safe.
But it was. We
How?
literally
We
saw
walked
how
in.
the bubble had affected the town.
We walked in the same way everyone else does.
It's hard to have malicious intent toward a town if you don't know it exists. So a raid was far, far less likely.
Maybe. But so is any help.
Well, alas, things are where they are
Mhm.
now.
There is no reason to dwell on it. We cannot change it.
Deliberating isn't change what has come to pass with the deal that was made.
Yes, but we can hope and we can learn from our mistakes.
That is true.
I will say, Emerald, I do not envy that situation you are dealing with. That coven. Deals like that and talks like that are terrible at best. I'm glad
Almost
that you
like
made it through all right.
could be almost like set up to fail.
They were very handsy, but
Mm-hmm.
it wasn't as bad as it could have gone.
Mm-hmm.
Things are fine. For back to natural order.
In a way,
That
yes.
is the most
Back.
important.
In a way, Cricket, yes. Things are better in that things are say stuff. We're the only ones who know different. No one else does. No one here knows it different.
Yes, we bear the responsibility alone.
Mm-hmm.
Again, you assume that we are the only ones responsible.
And that weight will make us stronger. And we share it together, so it is not too heavy of a burden on one.
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
I am sad that Bacon is eaten, though, and I am sad that the ones we knew is gone. But in a way, we have lifted something that was not meant to be there. So
I wonder if there's anything we can do to, say, help the town. Say, I don't know, perhaps send a letter to Mudrik or something. Open trade here.
make
Try and help this town some.
connection.
Mm-hmm.
Well, now that the outside area knows of its existence, if there wasn't trade already, they might not have much to offer. But we could encourage some sort of cooperation and protection.
What was it the tillers did? It was grapes, wine.
Wine.
Get someone to start up the vineyards again.
And start rebuilding. Maybe suggest to like Elijah's parents or something.
Are you suggesting we open a vineyard?
Not us. Them.
This D&D
Surprise,
campaign just
DM.
becomes
This is
vineyard
turned
simulator.
into winery simulator.
Winery simulator. As
I
are y'all-
I am very versed in the crafting of ales and wines.
make make temple. We will raise deity of Bar to Golden.
And yes, that was in character. Emerald knows a lot.
Nice.
are y'all outside, by the way, talking?
Yes, we
Yes.
left the church.
Outside the church.
We're just talking kind of quietly amongst ourselves.
Cricket's
All right, I
going
was
to
just gonna
walk
say,
up.
y'all see the town is out and about,
Mhm.
heading to different locations. I was just wanting to say,
But
Is there-
before we move on, Cricket's gonna walk up to Tanathil and kind of do something very similar to what she did with Fida and gently pat Tanathil's cheek.
Thank you.
Doesn't say anything, just kind of looks at you and gives you a little pat. And
Is-
I guess a smile of a Kenku can do. Her cheeks get big and her eyes smile for her.
At least you don't have a bloody hand face
That's
from
not, yeah,
it.
That's not bloody last time.
Yes, I
And she just-
appreciate that.
Keeps walking with the group.
Is the town more active than it was before?
I would say it's about the same.
Well, I'm for the idea of seeing Mudrik about this and seeing if we can get some cooperation here.
So, head back up or send word? Because I do believe we're trying to catch a fella quite a bit of travel away still.
We have Garrick over in Aston, so we should still continue on to go meet him, but should send word.
Eric is in a hurry, we may have missed him. Depending how this.
How
time
long have we been
flux
here now?
occurred.
How long have we been here now? All of our
3
timeline
days?
is so weird.
Well, it appears our timeline didn't change very much.
Actually, it did.
Well, like what happened to us, but the length of time we were here.
Yeah, length of time wise, from what I've stated, y'all been
We
in the
lost
village
a
for
day.
4 days.
Yeah, we lost a day or two.
Yeah, y'all been in the village for 4 days.
We stayed. The church person said that we stayed at the tavern for 3 days.
Right.
We didn't stay at all.
Yes, I am very familiar with losing time. Breath.
So, that would put us at, what, day 8 of campaign time?
Campaign time?
About that.
I
3,
think
4
that's-
plus 4. Yeah,
Okay.
8 days.
Just making sure I'm still on track.
Actually, 10. Because you gotta remember, you guys, it took y'all technically 2 days to get there and back.
Okay. Adjusting my shit. For no important reason. Definitely just for notes.
Let's compose a letter to Mudrik then. I can send my owl to deliver it while we head on to Aston.
And what are we proposing to Mudrik?
Well, we need protection here and the potential of this village, its vineyards in particular, but we have Chris's farm, a tavern that could use some customers, and it's on the road to Aston, so it'll be a good pit stop for travelers. We really just need upkeep.
Sure. Who wants to write this letter?
Vera has actually started walking away like 30 seconds prior to that, heading towards the tavern.
Drink away your bad philosophies. I'll compose the letter.
Tanithil composes the letter. As you're writing the letter, Tanithil, Stalker, you make your way to the tavern.
Mm-hmm.
As you kind of get up to the door, you can see the gentleman, as I was describing previously, is cleaning up the actual front part of the bar tavern. A woman behind him is cleaning the bar itself. I take it you go in.
Are there any
As
patrons?
there's one patron in there sitting off in a corner.
Okay. So she goes in and straight up to them and asks quietly if she can have a moment with them in the back. Just a short conversation.
The gentleman that's cleaning just kind of freezes and just, I guess, sure. And he just kind of beckons to his wife and goes, "This woman wants to have a word with us." And she follows, and he follows. They both do to the back.
And she's going to ask them. I know you may have told me this prior.
You were quiet. You didn't actually ever
Things of,
specify your name.
Stalker. Things have been a little strange the last few days for us. And if you don't mind, this may be an unpleasant subject, but I'd like to ask about your son. If you could tell me about him again.
He was a rather adventurous child who only wished to explore past the boundaries of the village. He wanted to go to Aston when he was old enough.
What Saphira is, she's partially listening to their actual words, but she's also watching the two of them to see how I know they're family, but she's really paying attention to how close they are. Family ties,
You can
regardless.
tell that as this gentleman is talking, he's very slow with his words. He's wanting to make sure that what he says, how should I say, has a lot of meaning to it. But you can also tell that he's struggling, just recanting information about his son. The woman is behind him and she's just kind of like, her head is down. She's just kind of resting on the man's shoulder as he talks to you.
And she's going to, after a point, getting them to talk about, you know, what happened to him, and then other times talk about some of their fond memories of him and stuff like that. She's going to ask them when they've gotten a little bit more comfortable in the conversation. I can give you a little bit of information about him that you don't know, but there's a price to it that I can't avoid, and the decision is yours. This would be pleasant and unpleasant at the same time, and it's for you to decide if you want to hear it or see it. You didn't come through.
What? I
Do you
still not
both
come through?
want to know?
Oh.
That time did. Do you both want to know?
The woman just shakes her head, yes. So does the gentleman.
Your town was cursed. The Tillers were the cause. And she gives them a brief overview of just general information on what happened from her point of view. Not necessarily like in depth with the hags and his home and stuff, just a brief, he did this and it got the place cursed. Y'all were gone and he was this old and doing fine, carrying on without you, missing you, but carrying on as best he could. And at the end of the conversation, she asks one final question. I can show you him for a limited time, what he looked like when I saw him. But again, if that's too unpleasant, it's your decision.
We'd rather not.
Understandable. But I hope you can keep in mind he grew up well. And he was just as brave as he was when he tried to help defend this place.
We appreciate it.
The memories of him keep him around.
That they do.
And I know how you feel, but I've taken enough of your time. She's going to bid them farewell, give them parting gift of a gold piece the same way that she had him. She told them that story during telling about her encounter with him, and it makes her way back to find the party.
As you kind of like leave, the woman is just kind of begins crying as the gentleman just kind of does a like sucks in and then just kind of grunts and just goes back to work in
Yeah.
tavern.
She's ears tail down, kind of droopy, but it's nothing she hasn't seen before, so.
Gotcha. Taking and make your way back to the group.
Mm-hmm.
As you're getting back, 10th, I would say you're finished writing the letter for Mudrick.
All right. I will instruct Fowl to fly back to Mudrick and deliver that. And if I'm reading my Find Familiar spell right, I should be able to check in on him, see through his eyes one turn at a time and see where he's at. And once he is done, I'll dismiss him and then resummon him right beside me.
Alrighty. Al just flies off with the letter.
Well, we've done some small thing at least.
Well, then are we ready to move on?
Yes. Let's wish for brighter days in Aston.
I'll go get the horses ready.
Is Cricket going to go get the horses as well?
Saphira is.
I'll come help. Sorry, my mouth is on fire. I'm tearing.
Wings too hot.
Wings are hot. As you guys go
Filled.
back and everything and get the wagon and everything, Chris helps. And as you guys are basically packing up and getting ready to leave right before y'all do, he just kind of turns like, by chance, do y'all want any meat before y'all leave? As he holds up some slabs of pork.
Sorry.
Gonna
I
take a
just-
little bacon with her.
I just figured that y'all would want some.
Saphira's just looking at Cricket.
Both as player and as character, just turns to look at Cricket.
Cricket fluffs up and as almost like a form of intimidation. You know how owls fluff up and like wings out. She's a wide stance, make herself look as big as possible. She's like, "No, thank you. Put that away. Good day, sir."
Salted pork is amazing. Just kind of, I guess you never had any. He just kind of turns around and heads back to his farm.
She's still fluff up. Miss him? I thought Bacon was his friend.
Seems a lot of things are
Apparently.
not as they were.
Or his
I mean,
definition of friend is
Such
rather.
as the usual life cycle of animals on the farm setting.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, I understand. Livestock, but he treat Bacon different.
For all we know, Bacon was getting old.
Wait, Bacon have babies.
Yes.
That takes time. Bacon?
Not sure how to respond to that with sarcasm or not. So just Emerald is gonna not say anything to that and let you continue. Sorry.
That's kind of it. Maybe weird. Was Curse Town back 5 years? And then now we up 5 years?
Mm-hmm.
The town, it seems, was on the same timeline, but it was completely different.
Cause Chris, remember,
Mm-hmm.
like, not long, but
Priest remembered us too.
yes,
It was
but
different.
many event. I am confusion. going to just start feeding her little baby chick some seeds.
As y'all proceed to head towards Aston.
That's the
That's it.
plan.
Alright.
I will drive the cart.
Okay. We're going to take a break. And be back in about 10 minutes.
Yay!
Yay.
Actual break
Damn
time.
soon.
Yay,
Actual
scheduled
break.
break.
Alright.
Not
Scheduled proper
panic
break.
break.
Yes, I.
But we'll be back in about 10 minutes more Varenheim. See you guys in a bit.
Ooh.
one. And we're back. All right. You guys are headed towards Aston on y'all's cot. Who's driving?
Emerald.
Emerald! Roll an animal handling check.
Are you giving Cricket more lessons?
When we are no longer in town.
Does she have her learner's permit?
Not yet. That's why we gotta use the Great Beyond
Right.
as our parking lot.
What do we roll?
A lot. 16 plus 5. 21.
So, 21. Blackjack. Sorry.
Right.
Emerald just kind of expertly guides y'all out of the town on the cart, and y'all begin making y'all's way towards Aston. If I'm not mistaken, it's still a 3-day ride via the wagon. Total.
Something like that.
So as you guys are kind of following the trails towards Aston, y'all go for quite a ways. I'd say, what, 8 hours of riding?
Probably till it starts getting dark again.
Okay. As y'all travel for quite some time, y'all stop to make camp.
I'm not pushing the horses, but we're not moseying along.
Okay. Who's taking first watch for this evening?
Sophia is taking whatever watch Emerald takes.
What a
Alright.
stalker.
Oh my.
We gotta live up to that name somehow.
Uh-huh.
Yep.
Here, I'll take first and second.
I will take a third watch.
I'll round out the evening with last watch.
I'll join you.
Before heading to bed, Tanithil,
Yes.
do you have the ability to identify magical items?
That's my favorite spell. Absolutely. What would you like identified? As long as it doesn't curse me, I love it.
I'm not sure how honest Jonathan was with us on these, but you were there. I have these items of his. He said that these 2 rings, one had some kind of protection enchantment on it, and the other one had an ability of, I believe he called Firebolt. The amulet Fida is wearing, he said, had some kind of vitality enhancing ability. And then this bracelet has something to do with durability, as he worded it. Would you be able to look at these and see if that is accurate, and we can figure out who might find the most use out of them among us?
I am so glad we are ascertaining the function of magic items rather than just wearing them and hoping they do something. Yes, I will, and I will identify all of it.
And lastly, more of a learned question, I guess. What do you make of this? And I will hand them the coin. One side has a lamp, like almost like a genie lamp, and the other side has a well embossed on it. He said that it was won in a poker game. It's one of 3, and when he picked the coin, the other 2 just kind of disappeared.
Well, I suppose it's worth identifying as well.
How do you cast that? Is that something that can cast as a ritual or anything?
Yes, I don't even keep it prepared. I simply reference my spell book to cast it. It's not worth expending my own magical energy.
Mhm.
It's a easy process of a spell.
If you don't mind,
Okay.
I'd like to pay attention and study as you cast this.
Sure. Would you like to join me on the first watch then?
Sure.
I guess I'll
I
take
will.
everything and identify while y'all go to sleep then.
I'll leave these with you then, and we'll discuss in the morning.
All right. Sweet dreams.
Now,
And
if I'm
I
not
go
mistaken,
off to bed.
if I'm not mistaken, the 2 rings were specified. One casted firebolt. The other one has
You gave me firebolt and protection from evil.
Yep.
Was what I have written down.
protection from evil, and firebolt comes from the 2 rings.
These just
The
cast those at will or
yeah,
useless or what?
so when it comes to the ring itself, it's a charge, and the charge when you expend it lasts for an hour. The firebolt has 5 charges, and it recharges at the beginning of the day 1d4 plus 1.
Okay.
You said there was other items out there. Otter?
There was the amulet with a green gold emerald, and he told us it had a vitality enhancing ability.
Yep, which is the
There
one that Fida
was-
is currently wearing.
Yes.
Correct.
There's
Which is-
a bracelet made of gold covered in a bunch of ornamental stones, which had some kind of durability.
Yep. Increases that one there, Tanithil, increases the person's constitution score by 1.
Wait, the bracelet or
The
the amulet?
bracelet. The amulet is essentially periapt. If you are dropped to 0 hit points, you are reduced instead to 1. But there's a caveat to this. If in the same turn you're dropped to 0 hit points, the first time will drop you only to 1. The second time will drop you to 0.
Does that have a use limit?
How many times can this occur?
Yeah.
3 times in a day.
Okay.
Okay.
3 times in
And
a day, no more than once per turn.
Correct. And it fully recharges at the beginning of a day.
Well, that's nice. And then I guess the coin, which I'm just assuming is magical.
So the coin is magical, but the identify can't get an accurate read on it. All you know that it has a rather strong connection to Lonar. And from what you can gathering on this reading, and you know Lonar is the god of mischief and fortune.
All right. Is that all the things?
I do believe that is all things.
Cool. So each one takes me 11 minutes. I think that was 5 different things. So
An
almost
hour.
an hour out of my first watch is spent identifying.
Who's running on the first watch with you?
Fida
Fida,
wanted to watch identify.
Yep. Roll perception with disadvantage. Since you're paying attention to the identify. You're being such an annoying cast at the moment.
I rolled a 19 and a 20.
All right.
So that was a natural 20. So 19 plus 5 for 24.
What do your
The-
tiefling eyes see?
Not a whole lot. It's actually a rather peaceful evening.
I see all sorts of cool magic stuff happening, and we are learning all about new things, and nothing is sneaking up on us, it seems.
Pretty much.
You get to learn how to
Second watch.
cast a spell that you'll never be able to do because you don't get ritual casting.
Don't I?
I'm pretty sure you don't. If you take the feat for it.
Second watch comes. Who's got second?
I think it's just me at that point.
Okay. So Fida, I guess after watching for a little while, you would go to sleep. Kind of get tired from all the spell casting and everything.
Yeah, I paid attention to the spell casting and probably talk a little bit about like the items that were there and how that spell was cast and things like that, and then go to bed.
Okay. Second watch. Roll perception.
Perception plus an extra 2 from a boon is 22.
As you're chilling, just kind of in your watch, in distance you hear a twig snap, just a off in the distance.
About how far away?
About 30 feet.
That's not far. Can I see what might have caused that?
You hear quite a bit, but the brush in the area is just too much. It's rather low to the ground.
All right. Well, I'm going to put a mage armor on myself and kick whoever's closest.
That would be...
Probably Fida. She just
Yeah,
went
I'd
to
say
sleep.
Fida.
And if we aren't getting attacked immediately, whisper, there's something over there. Let's wake the others quietly.
After a little while,
Alright.
you hear a twig snapping. It's about 45 feet away from you, off in the distance.
We wake
It's not,
everyone else.
it's not a very loud snapping.
We should. We'll go wake everyone up, or I'll go wake everyone up. Keep an eye on that out there.
Alright, so we wake up the other three.
You guys are woken up by Tanithil and Fida.
What's
There's
wrong?
something out there.
Morning.
There's something out there.
Yes, not morning. There's a potential threat.
Fear's ready with her maul.
Emerald sits up and yells out into the woods. Tobor, you motherfucker. If it's you, just come and talk.
Like, y'all hear just like the beginning of it, but it stops in like mid yell from Emerald.
The twig snapping stops.
Like, you know how like a lightly step and then you kind of like freeze? You can just tell like
Okay.
something just not as loud, but you can still hear it in the distance.
New word.
About how far away is it now?
It's still about 45 feet.
Alright.
Are we going to find it? We start walking towards it.
Let's jump on it. I'm gonna start my blade song and move 40 feet straight toward that and find out what it is.
Zafira is right behind
As-
him.
As you guys like book through the woods,
Cricket
like,
is going
running.
to stay. Cricket's going to not go away from the cart.
as you guys make y'all's way there, you also hear like this boar just begins running away from the like area that Tanithil runs towards and just books it into the woods further away.
That's fair. but it did cause me to wake everyone up. So I'm gonna Misty Step after it and try and stab it and see if I can get us a nice amount of food.
Roll the attack roll.
I was debating shooting at it.
I am
So
speed.
resourceful.
I'm going to use a charge off my rapier to have my advantage. And one more roll for good measure. Okay, so a 19 to hit.
Roll damage.
That's 10 damage.
Like y'all just hear like Tanith go, "You stupid," and just you're and just like a loud crash further off in the distance. As you
You
hear
all right
Tanith
over
go,
there?
"I got it."
Ladies and gentlemen, we got him.
Need a hand carrying it?
Yes, it's a boar.
No
That's
swine is
funny.
safe around us, apparently.
Hmm.
Too soon.
Oh, just wait.
May not be safe, but Tanithil's not taking it much anywhere afterward.
Yeah.
Scrawny little one.
I'm not that weak, but it's a boar. They're really heavy.
She's
Roll
just fucking with you.
strength.
He's used to carrying textbooks in his backpack.
Saphira's the one offering to carry it.
Oh, yeah, don't worry, Wes.
10.
Like,
It was
Awesome.
a really bad roll.
What is it?
10.
That's fine. Just kind of grab the legs and just kind of like, and just begin carrying it back to camp. Cricket, like you're just seeing a stalker just come in with a boar,
Mhm.
and Tanithil's just like grinning from ear to ear and more of a, "Yeah, got it."
It wasn't
He's
a
Cricket
archdevil,
run
but
into the
it's something.
run into the cart. Cricket runs into the cart, and you just hear just making sad quack noises.
Sad quack
Oh
noises.
my god.
I'm sorry, but
It's
also
not taken.
that's yeah. I don't know how to feel about quack noises.
Hey, DM, can you
Yo.
roll a d20 for us?
Has he been booned?
The party has been moved, so
Ooh.
it is on the
16.
DM to roll.
16.
16.
Okay.
All of us, the next time we're reduced to 0, we're at 1. There will be no death.
Well, at least until we rest.
I'm 16. I'm a grandmother.
As we are
What?
currently in the process of.
Sorry, I was quoting something.
Okay.
That's very-
Well, I guess we can just leave the boar here and everyone can go back to sleep. Sorry for waking you all.
It just made you waste a
It's
spell
okay.
slot. I just realized.
I haven't rested yet.
I mean,
It'll
be
you
back.
also chose, so.
I used a bunch of stuff because I haven't rested yet. We're hydrating. I
Yep.
literally just took a drink.
Oh, they'll make you keep drinking. Trust
Yeah,
me.
careful when you say stuff like that.
Yes.
Pick your next words carefully.
Yeah. I said my bladder. I had to go to the bathroom.
There's
I
one
didn't wanna
right
leave
there.
yet.
There's
Huh?
another one.
Oh,
Oh,
okay.
dang it. I just ran out of water. Ah,
As per drinking game rules, time to make another drink.
right.
Me too. On to beverage number 2.
Do you have a second water bottle here?
I have
Absolutely does.
3 water bottles on this.
There's
Oh,
another.
God.
There's another
Okay.
hydrate.
You know,
I'm gonna have to fill this up now.
I'm getting low too.
I got
'Cause
one more in
I
me.
was drinking a whole lot of drink because of them hot south wings.
I'm seriously
yes.
hoping no one else does
Which
another
I
hydrate.
can't help but dip myself.
Otherwise, I'll be
into it.
forced to go get water. Anyway, That's being said.
Zephyr is gonna pop the board down somewhere and go back to bed.
Mumble,
Third
grumble,
watch.
something about Tobor, sleep.
Yes. I only woke everyone up because of him, because if it is him, we should all be there for it.
I think Tanathil and myself are the only two people who have seen him other than Fida. Like, in the
Cricket
wild.
saw him,
Mhm.
but that
He was behind her.
I saw him.
Technically,
I saw him when we bumped into him.
yes.
Oh yeah, that's
I
right.
thought you
Everyone
saw
has seen
him
him.
when
We've
I was standing
seen
there
him.
talking to him, and like poof, he disappeared behind you.
Everyone saw him at the tavern before you knew who he was, but only a few of us know that
Yeah.
was him.
We don't know if that's
I'm talking about out in the wild since
Yeah.
the tavern.
Mm-hmm.
Anyway, third watch. Who's got third?
That is me. I have third. It's just...
Crickets. You wake up. Kind of. Well, actually, you were kind of like, it was about 10, 15 minutes before your watch anyway. So,
Just stay up.
yeah. So, roll
I just-
perception.
Okay.
Quick. Hurry,
Ah,
Given.
ah,
Hurry. Go faster.
Stop. Ah.
Faster.
Look fast.
what
Quick.
is what's
Go.
the table's knife? Ah.
18.
Oh, thank
Do
you.
math.
18 perception.
God.
Stop
Your
bullying
watch goes.
me.
Your watch is completely peaceful. You don't even hear a twig snap. Unlike poor Tanathil, who
Okay.
was scared before.
Hey, I got us like weeks of food here.
She's going to sit at like the front of the cart, like on the little bench where you would, do your thing. And she's actually going to pull out, since it's just her, what am I looking at? That was spoon table. This is not where I need to be. She's actually gonna pull out the book about the Shadowfell. Not the
Okay.
creatures, but the Shadowfell.
Okay. Read that for a little bit
Mm-hmm.
as time passes. Fourth watch. Vera, Emerald,
That's
awake.
me.
Cricket, you going back to sleep?
I'm gonna stay up for probably 1 or 2 hours more.
Be a sleepy bird.
Right.
Because she is
Annie.
like engrossed into the book.
Okay. Emerald and Sophia. Here you go.
$23.
Also 23.
Two peas in a pod. It's so adorable. No. As you guys are on y'all's watch, and it's a rather peaceful evening. If I'm not mistaken, Stalker, you want to talk to Emerald?
She has some conversation to have with Emerald.
Okay.
Oh boy.
Emerald, what have your interactions with hags been like?
Not as oppressive as we just dealt with, but I have had some interaction with one in my past. Nothing but a friendship really was brought about by it. Hags are people too, okay? They just get a bad rep because people are assholes.
Given your mute.
I just realized that. Sorry. But you'll hear Cricket pipe up kind of from the distance from the cart. Friend?
Didn't know you were still awake.
Not tired yet.
I would have counted her as a friend, yes.
When you say would have, is she still around?
I don't know. It's been quite some time since I've been home.
Yes.
Yeah.
I hope she is well.
There's a look of recognition between all three of
All
them of
three of us.
missing home.
I have same interest. You know, friend with hack? Not strange, I think. If given time, we learn true nature of something. If patient, respectful, and peace, appreciation of many things, differences, appreciate differences. And she makes the cricket noises as her name, appreciate you, Emerald, for that. You're brave. Hag scary? I don't know. But you respect. Jonathan, big no-no.
Jonathan was an idiot.
Not. Yeah. Maybe.
You should not.
However, curiosity can be good, but also be respectful.
Yes. He was not. He was not the only one who paid the price because of it. Emerald, I ask, I'd be interested to meet your friend one day if the opportunity arose. Because the only interactions I've heard, or tales I've heard, first-hand experiences I've had with hags have been unpleasant.
Because usually people are unpleasant to the hag.
Yes.
Perhaps. I can't say what made her this way, but she was this way long before we knew of her.
I mean, I'm sure. Take yourself. If you had a run-in with a bunch of people who wronged you and you went out of your way to do something about it, and that's all people knew of you,
Oh, yes.
they'd think you were a monster too.
Of course.
It runs up and pops a squat next to you guys and just nodding vigorously. as what you were saying.
And I can't say that no one wronged the hag that I encountered firsthand. However, I know that she was destroying our wood and upsetting the balance, as Cricket puts it.
Yeah.
And we had no choice but to confront her. She did not go down easily. Took quite a few of us down with her. But in the end, we restored balance.
Yes. Yes. Both, yes.
And
Respect boundaries. It's sad to have to come to conflict.
yes,
However, there needs balance. Overstepping, disrespect. Big no-no.
yes,
Understanding is good. No suppress, no destroy, no extinct. All need, all balance, all purpose.
I think I understand what you mean, Cricket. How do the two of you feel about family?
Vin Diesel's ears perk up.
Vin Diesel's ear.
Sleeping over there. Elven ears perk up at that.
And I'm gonna show myself out.
Otter just walks out.
Yes, yes.
Sorry, carry on.
Cricket think family is very important. But if family challenge balance, then they need to be balanced. But teaching, make sure understand. If punish with no teaching, then you yourself wrong. Patience, guidance. To be run by fear? Mm-mm. But I think family can be anyone. Family, those that nurture, teach, protect, is family. No, not no blood, not blood. My family, big.
What about you, Emerald?
Emerald seems to visibly deflate.
You needn't say.
Family by choice should be treasured. And while there's